I don't judge people because of their skin color or what they do. I judge people because of the chess openings that they decide to play. The opening you play gives experienced chess players a very reliable insight into the kind of person you are. And based off of this information, it is simple to deduce whether you're a good, chill person or you contribute absolutely nothing to society and should quit playing chess. As someone who has played this game way too much, I believe I am qualified to give my opinions on what your opening says about you. Remember, these ratings are not about how good the opening is from a computer point of view, but of how good you are as a person for playing these openings. When I first saw the name of this opening, I was a bit confused, and I wasn't even sure this opening was a real thing. However, the freak attack is a very aggressive setup for white against the knight-off defense, with an early rook g1 with the plan to start an early kingside attack. If you play this opening, you 100% saw the name freak attack and thought, yeah, I'm a freak. This opening was made for me. Because there is no way for you to naturally think moving the rook to g1 is the right way to play. Because of this, I low-key respect people who play the freak attack. They know who they are, and they don't try and hide it. And due to the freak attack being pretty rare, and the computer actually giving the freak attack a pretty good score, it can be a very strong line to add to your repertoire. Because of this, although people who play this opening are a bit weird and can definitely not be trusted in certain situations, the people who play this opening are at least honest. And because of this, I have to place this opening in top of B tier. I don't know why, but every time I make an opening video, people in my comments keep requesting the Nimzo-Larsen Attack. This is one of the rarer white openings in chess, only being played around 2% of the time. Because of this line's rarity, most black players are instantly out of their preparation. And because of this, despite the Nimzo-Larsen Attack being pretty easy to equalize against, the type of positions reached are usually more familiar to the Nimzo-Larsen player. And if you're not careful playing against this opening, the b2 bishop can become an absolute sniper. As such, I respect people who play the Nimzo-Larsen. These people are calm, relaxed, but they are also ducking all of black's preparation, which is not an honorable way to play chess in my opinion. Because of this, I'm going to have to put the Nimzo-Larsen also in B tier. If you're above 10 years old and play the 4-move checkmate, I really think you should consider quitting chess. Not only that, but if I see you in real life, we are likely going to fight each other. And since you are a 4-move checkmate opening player, I'm extremely confident that I'm much stronger than you. Because of this, people who play this opening don't contribute to society, not because they don't want to, but because they can't. They have a mental problem. And to be honest, I feel a bit sorry for these people. However, this opening is still going to go at the bottom of F tier. While we're at it, the Berlin Defense is also an F tier opening, but for the opposite reason. Unless you are above the age of 100 years old, I do not want to see anyone playing the Berlin Defense. It is well known to be one of the most drawish openings in chess, and the famous Berlin draw has killed off hundreds of Grandmaster games. And as such, I think this opening belongs in the top of F tier. The Grunfeld Defense is a weird opening where you fianchetto your bishop early and fight for the center with d5. And although you give white a massive space advantage, somehow black just plays c5, and after opening the center, tactics just seem to work better for the black player, leading to an interesting game. The downside is the amount of theory that you have to learn if you want to successfully play the Grunfeld. This opening has been studied for so long in such deep depth that in order to be well prepared in these lines against a strong player, you need to not go outside, not shower, and spend at least 10 hours on chessboard every single day at minimum. Because of this, I respect these players. I respect the grind that they are on in order to perfect a complex but also extremely interesting opening, no matter the cost. I think Grunfeld players embody the spirit of the average chess player, and because of this, I think the Grunfeld deserves to be in S tier. People who play the advanced French have definitely been to China. They've definitely seen the Great Wall of China, and they are so inspired by this wall that they decide to create their own wall in chess every single time they play against the French. The advanced variation is very aggressive and is one of the main tests to the French, as it takes the most space in the middle, and unless black can challenge this space advantage, white will have a slight long-term advantage, where they are the ones applying pressure. I actually used to play a trap in the advanced variation, where I would sacrifice 2 pawns to get a lead in development, and sometimes even win a queen. Due to the very classical style of this opening, I believe the advanced French is the opening an honest person would play. And to be honest, if you play this against the French, you're just a normal person, and I've got nothing against that. As such, I think this opening belongs in A tier. People who play the Ponziani are consumed by an insatiable amount of greed. Instead of playing bishop c4 or knight c3 developing humbly, they decide to play c3 with the idea of an early d4 to try and take the whole center for themselves without needing to gambit anything. If your opponent doesn't know what they are doing against the Ponziani, it usually works pretty well, which is why it's such a dangerous opening. There are also a lot of traps that are pretty easy to fall into if you are not prepared against the Ponziani. However, the higher your elo and the more people know how to counter this opening, the worse the Ponziani becomes, which is why it is rarely seen at the high level. Because of this, people who play this opening are way too ambitious. They expect to get something out of nothing, but that's just not how chess or the world works, which is why I'm unfortunately going to have to place the Ponziani in C tier. I'm going to be honest here, I might be a bit biased towards the Alekhine Defense. This is my favorite opening in the whole of chess. As you get the horsey out, you let white take as much space as they want, but in return you get an interesting game where you try and break down white's big center while white tries to hold on to their advantage. Positions after this opening are usually extremely interesting, and if white is not careful, it is very easy to lose a pawn early on, leading to a winning position out of the opening. But the main reason I and many others play this opening is simply because we like moving the horse around so much. There's something extremely satisfying about moving the same piece 4 times in the opening and still having a fairly decent position. As such, since I contribute so much to society and am such a good person and I play the Alekhine Defense, I will 100% be putting the Alekhine Defense in the top of S tier. I know everyone loves to hate on the London, but hear me out. The London opening is the same as Potential Man. For those who haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, this character has so many cool abilities, such good connections, so much potential, but despite this is still a bum as he doesn't make the most of his abilities. I believe this is the same as lots of London opening players who play the same 10 moves no matter what black plays. This is not right. This is not how the London should be played, as there are so many positions where deviations are necessary, such as against Queen b6, or my own gambit, the Alpaca Gambit, where you play an early g5 and most brain-dead London players blunder a full bishop here. I myself play the London, and although I don't want to say it, I have to say the truth. London players are brain dead, especially at lower levels, where the London is extremely common as people think they can shortcut opening preparation by playing this opening. So please, if you play the London, lock in, learn the lines, make the London opening's name better, so we can put an end to this chess racism. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the London opening right now, I cannot comfortably put the London opening any higher than D tier. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what openings you want me to do next. And thanks a lot for helping me get 1,000 subscribers. It's genuinely crazy, and I did not expect these videos to do this well. So thank you.